big rock, Isabel, my wife, absolutely. Laura, predominantly red, yellow, the only person in the world who gives me absolute honest feedback in the moment. Her timing's terrible, but the feedback's always right. My blue-yellow son, who actually is married to a blue-yellow young lady, took him 8 years to decide to get married. It was quite a long period. And now they're about to have a baby in a few months. Also, a huge part of my life, and he's helping us with some other stuff as well. So already, without any further ado, I've still got lots of big rocks which haven't fitted in yet, but then life starts to happen, right? Because as much as you like to think about it, not everything is around the family. So I was asking the people that I was working with this morning, in fact, have you all got things that come in at you during the day? And so this just represents a lot of the things that come into life. It can be emails, it can be meetings, it can be, you need to come and speak at this conference, you need to do this project, etc. Just like a couple of business units where they've been sleeping in the office all night. So this is reality, right? It goes on and on and on. So I'm not going to fill this completely up with this, but very, very quickly this thing starts to fill in. I want to give you another example of a big rock. And my big rock actually is Equilibria. I started this company along with some other people way late in my life. I was already, well, in 2004 we started it. I'd already had 30 years working with Transocean. It's a big rock, and everything we're doing, and I won't put all the industry verticals we're in here because they won't fit, but that's a big part of my life that fills every day one way or another. And then more stuff starts to come in. And you know, people ask for, hey, this is really important. So whatever you were doing before, now I need this and I need that. Or, you know, it's time for PMP, whatever it is. It's going to take too much room. Okay, never mind. Never mind. So now there's very little room left, right? Okay, perfect. So again, life goes on. Life happens. Can you do this? Can you do that? Who's got 2 children or more? Do they want part of your time? Of course they do. Can you take me here? Can you get off the phone? Can you get off your computer? All this stuff is coming in. I'll be honest with you, I told Dave Payne that the reason I'm here today is I made a commitment to him years ago. Believe it or not, our anchor client used to be Chevron. You are one of my big rocks. And again, all the other stuff that we've got going on, everything that I've always wanted to do, and I'm a top color yellow. You know how hard it is for a top color yellow to say no when somebody asks for help? It's ridiculous. So I will tell you this, regardless of what your E-colors are, don't become a slave to your potential limiters. Because that's what happened to me back in 2002 when I found myself lying on the floor thinking I was dying. I had got to a point where I was exhausted trying to help other people. And I'm just going to go back to me for a minute. So you help and 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 you help, and on it goes until there's no room left for the most important rock. Who is the most important person in your life? It really is, and that's why, where's CJ? That's why I really wanted to make sure that we teed you up for this, because first of all, I think since we've seen this come in with the corporate athlete, the amount of people, I told you during the mid-session calls, I had the privilege of being on all of them, and the success stories were multiple. I don't know how many hundreds of pounds have been lost between here, but it's not just about that. Who was telling me this morning that their 9-year-old is now their upward mentor? Yeah. I mean, the amazing stuff that's gone on if we really take a step back. And the key is intentionality. Because what's happened now, this doesn't fit. It's just water, Wilson. But this actually no longer fits. And then all of a sudden, who is the most important person in your life, and there isn't even room for you. Does that make sense? And so when we talk about living with intention, when we talk about doing things in the right order, and yes, once in a while things get in the way. And by the way, yes, we could bring a bottle of beer now and pour that in and go, and there's always room for a beer. I get that, but we're not going to waste the beer, okay? But I just want you to be thinking about this. But we actually wanted to leave you with a kind of message here. So, my wonderful daughter, like she had nothing else to do, painted 100 blimmin' stones for you, which says live with intention. And I still bump into people years after the first time we did this who open their bag or whatever it is they're carrying, and out come the pebbles that we used to have. So Pat and I were talking the other day, and we thought it might be an interesting way for you to get to know each other. And like Pat said, you pick somebody who's from the other session, the one people you don't know. And for now, can you just take one each and share with that person on your own, nothing to do with anybody else, what and who are your big rocks and why they're important to you? So would you mind handing them out if you wouldn't mind? Wilson, would you mind handing them out? Just take one each and I'll divvy the rest up later because I'm not carrying them back to you.
Is that the lesson, Lewis?
Yes.
Do you want me to stop or keep going?
That's fine. Well, one thing, Cameron, they've all been given this book. I'm not going to ask how many have read it because half the hands will more stay down. But this is for you. This is why we do what we do, and I wish you well in your future.
Thank you.
My pleasure. All right. Once you've got your stone, go and find somebody who you don't know. Go off to wherever you want to go off to till lunch gets it, or till you're ready. And then we'll go ahead and get back together.
You'll have about 15 minutes.